Hello everybody who's watching this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and ring that bell notification as well. So this is the before. We're about to do a high taper. We're not touching the top part since the client wants to do braids. We'll try to avoid it to touch the top. So to kick this off, we want to brush down the hair since he got that coarse hair and it tends to curl. We want everything laying down before we even start using our clippers. We don't want to nick the person or even create a patch. So our first step is using our trimmer, creating our first ball line where the C cup starts all the way down where the top part meets of the ear. We're not using our foil shavers just because the person got coarse hair. It can create razor bump, and we're not trying to do that. Next step will be using our number 2 guard open. We're not trying to make a harsh line, we're just scooping straight up. As you can see, I'm not trying to dig in, trying to create a harsh line. We're just trying to debulk, trying to see what we can reach at so that when we start blending, we don't go too high and then I don't know, we touch the top. As you can see, I think right there, you can see me, I got it close already, using my corners as much as I can, and also scooping up all the way to the top, straight up, not digging in. Next step will be going with our no guard open, about 3/4 of an inch, not trying to go too high but also flicking out, not digging in because I don't want to create a harsh line that makes it so difficult to blend out. And then I do halfway, flicking out to erase that first guideline I just did, and then I close it up. Now we're using our number 1 open, and then we close. What I like to do is every time that I create a guideline, I start blending downwards and detailing at the same time. But that's just me. Everybody got their own ways of blending, their own style and unique way just to blend. Now we're using our half guard. I don't like using it open. Personally myself, I go halfway, then I close it up. Just remembering that you gotta flick out because you don't want to create a harsh line and then start blending. It makes it harder for you and more work, more time consuming as well. Okay, as you can see right there, you see me with no guard at all, open, halfway, and close, just to detail it, since I like to blend up and downwards. That's my unique way of doing it. So now we're going with our 1.5 open and close, not trying to go all the way up since we created a line or an invisible line with our number 2. So we try to avoid it going all the way to the top. Just remember, use your corners as much as you can, if you can, and flick out as well. Always remember to brush down the hair, so that way the more you keep on blending, it can come out cleaner and precise the more you keep on brushing the hair. So we're here once again, detailing downwards, just to bring out that taper to pop out, bring in that blurry fading into it to make it pop, and you will see what I mean later on. So now we're going with our number 1 open behind the ears and all the way around. This is the way we're gonna do it. Just making sure, slowly we're cutting it using our comb, so that way we don't cut the top. Later on we start detailing it. We just want it to be shorter so that way we can see what we're doing. Right here where you can see I'm doing the same thing. However, I close it up after that, so that way as soon as I start blending, I can use less guard while I'm doing the process. Same step we use on the side, we're going to do in the back as well. Sorry that I got in the middle of the way. So we're using our tail liner once again to bald the back part again. That's our first guideline. But since he got a long neck, a larger area to work on, the only reason why I did it so low is because I wanted to do it blurry to spread out my blends out a little bit more. Now we're using our no guard open. We're going up about an inch. Try to be consistent all the way. As you can see, brush your hair so that way when you start blending, it can be neat and more precision into it. Then we go halfway and we close it up. Just a reminder once again, always flick out while blending. Then we go in with our number 1 once again, and we're doing the same thing. We're going up about an inch, just making sure everything's consistent once again. And then we close it down and we start blending downwards. That's my unique way. Just remember, everybody blends differently, but there's no right way or wrong way when it comes to fading. Now we're going with our half guard. Just one halfway, open, flicking out, and then we close it up. Always remember, always brush, be consistent, flick out, so that way you can make those blend a little bit more neater and clean with some precision. As you can see, the blend is already popping out already. So we're going in with our 1.5, open, trying to flick out, not creating a harsh line this time, even though I'm not using my number 2 guard. We're trying to flick out, we're not trying to touch the top. That's the mission. As you can see, brushing is very important. It's one of the main keys to make sure everything is consistent, clean, and that way your clipper can start cutting the right amount of hair at the same time. As you can see right there, I got my guard closed. Trying to make sure everything is well cut and even. So here we go with our number 1 open, trying to detail as we go along. Just blending downwards after that. And then here we go with our half guard, open, just to make sure halfway is majority of the time that I start with, and then close it up. As you can see, I'm playing with my lever. It's part of the game. Play with your lever until you can knock out that line. Now we're going once again, but this time I'm doing it a little bit more different. I started off with my 1 open, going with the grain down, trying not to touch the top as well, and then behind the ears. Later on we'll start detailing it. Detailing is a very important key when it comes to blending. However, it can be dangerous as well, because the more you keep on detailing, you can also bring up the fade higher or the fading higher, and you don't want that as well. Same step as we did on the other side, and the back we're doing it on the other side as well. So we started it off with our ball line with our trimmer, and then on this one I just wanted to be more secure of what I was doing, so I went and grabbed my number 2 guard open and did the same thing, not creating a harsh line, just scooping out or just bringing it straight up just to debulk, just to make sure everything was cut even. Brushing everything down. Now we're doing the same thing, 3/4 of an inch, no guard open, halfway on that bottom line that we just did with the ball line with our trimmer, and then we close it up. Once again, don't forget to flick out. Then I slap in my number 1, open it up 3/4 of an inch, flick out, and then close it up, and then we'll start detailing at the same time. Now we're going with our half guard halfway open, then close. Now we're going with our 1.5 open, and then close. And now we're not trying to go all the way up, we're trying to avoid the top to top. As you can see, I'm using my brush just to move the hair from the top from the side. As you can see, the taper's coming out amazing. Little by little, like I said, detail work is what makes everything work out. Put everything together. So right here, you see me doing a freehand, but I'm not technically touching the top. It's that where the number 2 open meets with the long hair. So that's where I started doing the freehand. So here is where I put in my duck clips, trying to divide the hair to that front lineup. He wanted it a little bit more back, so I did that for him. And then went with my number 1 open. We can also do close. The shorter the hair, the more sharper the lineup is gonna be. And here's where I noticed that on this side there's a line, but that's where everything comes in. Once you start lining up everybody in, that's where everything pops in. Some stuff that you don't notice, didn't notice in the beginning. As soon as you line somebody up, always check your work, and that's where you will see your mistakes at, and that's where you can double check and do your detailing. So we use spritz just to lock everything in. Now we're using our FX Fabulous just to line up the front part. Always remember, line up to middle to the right or middle to the left. If you start in the corner, unless you're experienced, you should be fine. But if you start from one corner to the middle and then middle to the other side, it might come out crooked, and then to fix it, it's gonna be painful. Always remember to try to do it as natural as possible, not to try to push the lineup back. As for the back goes, I always start personing myself in the bottom part, and then I make my way all the way down to the front part. make sure you don't push the lineup back. Try to leave it as natural as possible, but crispy at the same time. When it comes almost to the top of the ear, try to use your corner of the blade because you got more movability and then less chances that you will mess up the lineup itself. Most of the time, it's just wrist work. You just gotta move that wrist. Use those corners as much as you can. Less chances to mess up the lineup. Another thing, don't be afraid to pull their ears down. Most of the time we be scared that we're hurting them. We're actually not. It's just to have the eye to see, or that space that we have to see where to do that lineup and what we're doing. So get ready, you guys. Right now I'm waiting today to arrive a package from Amazon. Hopefully I could get my whole kit so that way I could get you guys with a better angle, better audio, and hopefully I can make everything happen for you guys. Just bear with me. Sorry that I put my back into you guys, but hopefully I can get the right angle for you guys. Just bear with me a little bit longer. The more practice, I will get better as well. If you guys need any other content, any other videos, any other help or tip, just let me know. Write it down in the comment below, and I got you guys as soon as I can to post that video. And you can see the line just a little bit. It is where I start detailing my work. Like I said, as soon as you put in the lineup, it's where you start seeing every single detail and any mistake that you see. As soon as you put in the lineup. Also, if this video are helping you guys out, hit that subscribe button, smash that like, and ring that bell notification as well. So right here we're putting in some enhancement. We're doing a 1-on-1 diluted Kiss Express with alcohol. Just to pop it in a little bit. Just remember, you guys, do not put in a lot. It's only for a day to almost 5 days for them to have their enhanced lineup, so that way we can make it pop. So now we're going in with our straight razor, custom made by B. Clark Custom. You can search them up at Instagram, b.clark customs. He makes custom clippers, trimmers, straight razor, and such more. You can search up his work there and DM it as well if you need something from him. For the straight razor, always make sure you always stretch out that skin and put that straight razor in a 45-degree angle, so that way you don't cut nobody. And if you got it angled wrong, it can also cause skin irritation. A grateful tip that I like to use, I recommend, is using that index finger and that middle finger just to stretch out the skin and also move the ear away, so that way you don't cut them and you don't cause skin irritation. But as you guys can see, this haircut coming out amazing. I'm impressed myself as well while I'm doing this work, putting my work to it, my work effort for you guys, and putting a lot of detail to it. As for eyebrows, it's just a matter of preference. You just do how the client wants it. So I stretch the skin, make sure you got the blade or the straight razor in a 45-degree angle. As you can see, it makes a big difference when it comes to a haircut. Another thing, you can use your clippers or trimmers to trim down those long hairs. That will make a big difference when it comes to those eyebrows. Well, you guys, hopefully you guys liked the video. If it did a great help to you guys, nice tips as well, hit that subscribe button, smash that like, and ring that bell notification for more upcoming posts coming in. This is a big difference of a cut. It looks pretty clean, blurry. It looks amazing, sharp and crispy. So here's the before, as you guys can see how everything started. So as soon as they come into my chair and they sit down, it's because they trust me and they know a miracle is gonna happen to their life. And there you go, you guys. Hopefully you guys like the video. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Ring that bell notification. I got requested to do a fade. I will be dropping it very soon as soon as I get my equipment today. Thank you guys. Share with your family and friends. See you guys later.